Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to Esoteric Guidance once again. And my name is Nehru. I've been thinking a lot about my beginning recently. Not that that's unusual, I guess, but I hope you're doing well, collective. I am recording this on Tuesday morning, January 28th, 2025. I think I mentioned it, but when I started the video, it was 6:45 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have to allow life to do its job, and I talk about it often. Seems like a lot this week. Even if I don't post the videos, I am recording. Just discouraged with all the shadow banning, that's all. When that stop, I'll post more often. I often talk about the job that life has. And again, sometimes all you can do is just sit. Sometimes that's all you're required to do, is just to be still. Life isn't meant to be candies and rainbows all of the time. Confirmation. Life isn't meant to be candy and rainbows all of the time. Life has the toughest job, and that is to, should you choose to accept it, that is to train you and me. I often wonder, having gotten to this place where I am spiritually, got to this level of awareness, whatever that level is. And there are some things that I've found out about, discovered, have been told about divine source that I think is important to keep in mind on this earthly journey. And that is, and I mention it, but no matter where your throne is, no matter how high you ascend, how much you ascend, there is one supreme being that exists outside of you that is ruling the entire thing, that is looking over the entire thing, one deity. That's a dual masculine feminine energy, but it's one entity. And as I've gotten to know this entity and spend more time with them and them with me, I've discovered some things about them. The first is they change in image depending on situation. and imagery is very important. That's how we connect. I just heard. Imagery is how we connect. So that deity said, let there be light, and then that was, but it was first an image. Said, let there be the cow, and then there was. Or let there be this animal, and Adam and him named it the cow. Them named it the cow. There's continuing something about black and white, contrast, colorism, what have you. This might sound out of place, but it is not. I am seeing some very beautiful women. And when I say I am seeing, I don't mean I am dating or courting. I mean I am visually seeing some very beautiful women. And that's 3D. But you have to be that spiritually in order to. At least with my crystal vision. There might be something about that song, Crystal Vision. There might be something about double vision. I think that's a song too. Someone might be comparing you to the past you. Dr. Dre said, y'all gonna keep fucking around and turn me back to the old me. That's what Dr. Dre said in song Dre Day. Now everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. Nowadays everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. But in my time with this deity, I've learned a lot about them, about myself, how I respond to them, and how they respond to me. And again, I'm talking about the Supreme Being, Eravat Avarat. I'm not talking about any other form or placement of their energy. So I'm not talking about Yahweh, Jehovah, God, Elohim, El Shaddai. I'm not talking about any of those other forms. I'm talking about the supreme form energy, and that is Eravat Avarat. That is the name that is above all names. It's not Jesus. And that's not their real name anyway. Actual name. It's Issa or Yeshua. But anyway, moving on from that. But I've learned a lot. And one of the things that I've learned, which is a very, very big key, and there are two lessons that run side by side, they run parallel. One is you have to come to the realization that no matter what you do, say, speak, burn, release, embrace, cut, no matter what that is, you will never change divine timing. And this is how I understand it, and this is why I understand. This is what I have here. Okay? This is why. And even this takes my breath away from an emotional standpoint, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that's correct. Not even from an emotional, maybe from a conceptual standpoint. But I know it's true. We cannot change divine timing because the timing of the universe is such that it is like the layers or the pieces are connected by a zipper, by zippers. Let me try to paint this analogy for us. It's painted or it's connected together. So if you're listening to this, we are connected in some way. So there's a zipper there. Okay? That zipper, you know how zippers work. Zippers are meshed together, right? So one side of the zipper fills the other side gaps of the zipper. Does that make sense, right? That's how a zipper works. And then the mechanism draws them together. The mechanism of the zipper that moves, whatever that's called, I don't know. I'm not a clothing professional or seamstress, okay? But if you can imagine that, and all the people that you meet, all the connections, some of them obviously fall away, but I'm saying in divine timing, this is why divine timing cannot be broken and cannot be changed. This is why. Because not all things happen that are meant to happen the way that they're originally meant to happen. Say that again. Not all things happen originally the way that or not all things happen the way that they are written, the way that they are originally designed. Okay? I do not believe that Most High ever had original intentions to ever flood the place that they created. However, man's choices had brought that about, so that had to be written. Okay? So there was another timeline that had to be inserted, another event that had to be inserted, another palette, another plank or another whatever, panel, something. Okay? So you cannot, or platelets, or plates, like Titanic, like plates, like that are around the San Andreas Fault and all that, like plates that slide back and forth against each other, right? That are just so, they're that close together, so tight, right? They rub against each other. You can't do anything with that. You can't change that. You can't manipulate that. If Divine Source says that a specific something is not going to happen until 2020 billion year, whatever that is, then that event is not going to happen until that time. And it is written in the Akashic Records, and nothing will ever change that. Now you can step outside of divine timing and we can go and try to make stuff happen. Okay? We can go and try to make it happen. It's a great song that Mariah Carey wrote. Those names might be significant for you. Mariah or Carey. Jim Carey. Carrie Underwood. Drew Carey. Cary Grant. Carrie Fong. Okay. So that's one lesson. And just understand that some things are just what they are because of divine timing of the whole thing. So things can't be, yeah, right? I'm reminded of the game Mousetrap. I remember that game we had as a kid, and you had to set it up, and there was all these different contraptions and all this, and it had this silver ball, and you would set up this thing, and then the idea was to set it up such that the ball would go through all these different traps and different mazes and slides and all this sort of thing, right, to get to the end result of whatever the end result. I don't remember what the end result was exactly, but I remember there was like this tub, like little red tub or something like that had a hole in it, and I think that was one of the last steps where it had to like go through the whole of the tub or something. I don't know, it was something like that. Anyway, the game Mousetrap. And so that's just the way that it's supposed to go. That track, the way that ball goes from here to there to over there, over there, over there, all the time. It's still going on its journey, but it's going left, right, up, down, wherever, right? The contraption, the mousetrap itself, that is this planet. That is the 3D. Because your higher self already knows the spiritual truth. Our challenge, especially if you are of the elite, esoteric extraterrestrial beings, okay, our challenge is the 3D. That's the challenge for us. That's the mousetrap for us. Because if the demonic spirits would leave us alone, then the world would be a much better place, a much quieter place, a much more sane place. And that's me speaking to the energy that I carry and the healing that I bring. It's not me being boastful. Again, nice girls and guys finish last. It's more important to tell the truth than it is to be nice. I'm not interested in being nice. I was nice for 46 years and 9 months. Might be time for you to stop being nice and just be truthful. So on my journey with highest divine white light, Erevat Avarat, and them revealing themselves to me, me revealing myself to them, were in a more expressive way, I will say. They already know all about me, obviously, but a more expressive way, in confirmation with that slam. So, I have learned that they are extremely understanding, more understanding than I am. And here comes a sneeze, or I feel a tingle in my nose. But they are far more understanding than I am. They are far more merciful than I am. But I am the one in the skin suit. And that's where their understanding of my journey here and my being faithful creates grace and mercy between us and my walk here. If that even makes sense. Confirmation with that train horn. Okay? If that makes sense. So I have descended, you have descended elite extraterrestrial spirit beings. You have descended to this place to learn and to teach, whether that's officially or just through your 9 to 5 job, although I believe that depending on where you are spiritually in your ranking and your ascensions, you cannot hold a 9 to 5 job. Like that doesn't sustain you, and it's conflicting with your spirituality. So if you need to leave your job, do whatever planning you need to do before you exit. But if you need to leave your 9 to 5 job because it's restricting and they own you from the moment you wake up until you lay down, and often even beyond that, because you go to sleep with job, works, projects, whatever's on your mind, those JOBs, those just over brokes, own your life. Don't let a job own your life, even if you do have to work them. I've had jobs. I won't have any more jobs, but I've had jobs. Also, I realized a long time ago when I was on dialysis that Most High is my employer. I learned that a long time ago. That lesson is 12 years old. There might be something about that number, or the number 3, or the number 21. Oh yeah, February 15th, 2025 will make officially 12 years. It was the first day I started dialysis was 2/15/2013. That's also the birthday of Carrie Fong. I mentioned Carrie Fong earlier. So with Most High, Erevat Avarat, and Most High isn't sufficient. That's why I say Most High Erevat Avarat. They are far more graceful than I am. I said graceful. They have mercy in places I wish they didn't. They have mercy in places that I wouldn't, and I don't. Thankfully, that's not my job, or I might have obliterated the planet after my first lifetime, or during my first lifetime here, just because of the sheer disgust and way about which man goes living here. It's disgusting. And I'm not just talking about sexual things. I'm just talking about the mind of man. Just talking about man's habits, the way man cares for the land, the ground, Gaia, Anthea, the way man cares for, Mother Earth. They're not happy either. Just as if you can't tell with all the tsunamis and things, earthquakes in strange, unusual places like New York, right? happening around the Ring of Fire in Indonesia. Confirmation. The other thing, so you can't alter divine timing. Whatever divine says from the beginning, that is what it is now. Again, there are different things that are inserted because man has a free will in this 3D place. And even if you are divinely guided, you still, following your divine guidance, you still make choices, right? Eat this, not eat that, go there, don't go there, drink this, don't drink that, eat that, don't, right? You still have choices. Just befriend this one, unfriend that one, whatever. Changing divine or not being able to change divine timing or not altering divine timing. That is one of the few things that separate us from Erevat Everat. One of the few things. Because you can actually influence the Godhead. You can influence them. Even in the religious book and other canonical texts, but we're most familiar with the religious book so far. So I'll use that as a parable like Yeshua did because the people could not understand the higher things. So if I take you to the first chapter of the second book of Enoch, you don't know what that says because most people haven't read that. So why would I reference that? He spake to them as children because they were children, and when they became adults and put away their childish things, then was able to put away the parables and speak into the deeps and depths of the person's heart, journey, discovery. But the Bible, Genesis to Revelation, is milk, and most people are still on milk. Most humans are still on milk. So, let's enjoy the milk that you can safely digest today. One day you will be required to put the milk down, though, and pick up the wine. And when you do, the milk will no longer be satisfying. You might still want the milk, but the milk will not do what the wine is meant to do. Okay? The wine is for the mature spirit. The wine is for the mature soul, the one who isn't afraid of accountability, the one who strives not just to better themselves, but to better those around you. They're around them. They're not robbing, cheating, stealing, conniving, killing. They're not doing any of those things. They are giving life again in whatever way that they feel as though they're guided. That's the person who is on the wine. So you can influence Most High's choices, but you cannot change when something manifests, shows up, happens spiritually or earthly. You cannot affect that. I'm getting the word beware for some reason. Beware. Beware, collective. I think that's it, collective. Again, thank you so much as always for being a part of the journey. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:17 a.m.
Okay. Speaking of dialysis, 7/17, that was kidney transplant day, 7/7/17. So, with that synchronicity, perhaps a new blood filter of some type is being provided. Esoterically, energetically, a new bloodline. It all depends on the work that you've done so far, collective, and the potential. And that is great. It's just a matter of your stick-to-itiveness, your faithfulness. Again, faith, patience, and time. We can accomplish almost anything if enough of that is provided. Faith, patience, and time. Thank you always. I send great love to you. Thank you, as always, to our intuitive law enforcement officers, judges, attorneys, who are in places working behind the scenes. It could be even friends and associates that are helping you, collective. We thank them and we send protection to them, over them, around them. Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Samuel. Protect all who are helping me on my journey. Thank you. Again, I'm reminded, as challenging as it is, in times, to let the meditations of your heart and the words of your mouth be pleasing to the universe. Your heart intentions and your thoughts, let them be pleasing to the universe and not discouraging. Sometimes it's best to say little or less. You don't need to talk all of the time. What I've learned is the longer I'm quiet, the less I say. The more uneasy the darkness gets. Because the darkness is feeding for your light collective. The darkness is feeding for your light. I had a dream last night about a Matthew and a Kevin. You know something? That, mm, no, that's not the first, I guess. But I've been made aware recently of someone who's trying to help me spiritually. But they were not the best person to me when they were here physically in this 3D place. And you've heard me mention her name, Marsha. And she's the uh, spirit being I met when I was exiting the military originally in 2002. It didn't happen for another year because I went to military intelligence school. But she did not do right by me when she was here. And she sent me a message about something. And I cussed her out. Okay? That bitch has nothing to say to me about doing anything. I was honest and came forward with the truth in 2003. And her sorry ass got upset when I went and told Steve that we weren't married and she had lied to them, telling them that we were married. There might be something about that again reoccurring. You might be dealing with someone who said you were married or with them, but you're not. I've had various women lie on me in the past about me still being with them long after we were not together. My first wife lied to her parents for years about that. When I spoke to them in 2010, we had not been together since 1998. When I spoke to them in 2010, her father's name is Arthur. Her mother's name is Carol. Okay? Arthur and Carol. They live in Illinois, Chicago, and Bolingbrook, respectively. Okay? Her father told me that they were under the impression that we were still married because their daughter was telling them that we were still married and I was just deployed or overseas. But they couldn't understand why their daughter would come home broke, no money all the time whenever she would go to Illinois to visit. So they were under the impression that I was a sorry ass, exposing some things. They were under the impression that I was a sorry ass. So that was the first instance. The second instance, to my knowledge today, is Marsha. She got to the Rock of Central Florida before I did, and she told them that we were married. When I got there and realized that they were looking at us as husband and wife and calling her Mrs. Thomas or whatever, Marsha Thomas or whatever, I'm like, wait, what? That's no, 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 no. Okay? She didn't like that. She didn't speak to me for a year. A year. Okay? And again, that's okay. We eventually got reacquainted again and was friends, laughing, talking. Nothing ever developed into any type of personal relationship beyond that or romantic relationship. And never got back to that point again. I didn't want her. And quite honestly, I got sick and tired of people asking me about us. Okay? People at that church, that religious organization. Are you guys getting together? Are you guys getting back together? One of those guys, his name is Richard Bogart. Richard Bogart was a very interesting man. He lived to be 90, 89, 92, something like that. Never had any children and did not marry until he was into his 80s or 70s. Very interesting man. Very enthusiastic, like a youthful kind of energy. Richard Bogart was a very, very interesting man. Spirit, and it would have been good to get to know him and his history and all that. I know he served in World War II and probably some other um, events as well. He was Army. Um, but yeah, so then I believe the last person that I was engaged to, the Scorpio, and then my second wife might have been telling people we were still together too, for all I know, after I left her, which was in 2018. So, and their name is Katina. Middle name is Laverne. And then the Scorpio I was engaged to went around telling people that we were still together long after we were not. Again, lavender marriage is significant. What is a lavender marriage? I didn't even know this until a couple of days ago, and it like blew my crown. So a lavender marriage is a situation where someone is a homosexual or a lesbian and they marry someone of the opposite sex so as to appear to be in a heterosexual, in their eyes, better accepted marital situation. That is a lavender marriage. A lesbian who marries a man and fronts like they are heterosexual. A homosexual man who marries a woman, straight woman, and fronts like he's heterosexual. The decrepancy, the decrepitness. Yeah. And people call that a marriage. That is not recognized in the esoteric realm, no more than a clit to clit relationship or a dick to dick relationship. In regards to marriage, those things are not recognized by divine sources, marriages, as unions. They are not. Those are partners. And they might be soulmates, but they took it too far. And that is what happens most often. in those situations. Again, I don't have a degree of any sort from this earthly realm, but I am 33 degrees and 333 degrees and 999 degrees and 888 degrees. I have degrees, but they're not earthly. So there are three instances that I know for sure where females lied about me and their relationship with me after it had ended. So again, maybe there's someone trying to stay attached to you that you long ago cut off, forgot about, didn't think they were even in your energy or part of your life dwelling anymore. You might find out that they've been telling other people that they are still a part of your life. You are together. The baby's yours, whatever. You might be surprised. Yeah. So thank you, collective, again, for being a part of the journey. I love you. Send great love to you. Full of wisdom and lightheartedness. It's time for some lightheartedness. It's been heavy for a long time. It's time for some lightheartedness, right? So be of good cheer, collective. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Divine might take you up to the very last moment and day, but that's the zipper connecting to the other piece. Without the zipper, that's divine timing. It would just be two pieces of material forever separated, or a great gulf would remain between them. The zipper, divine timing, is what brings it together. Again, it can be undone too, like a zipper, with our choices. I'm just bringing this home for us, okay? I don't know how I feel about this song, quite honestly. Um, but it goes something like, and I'll start with the verse or with the chorus because I don't remember the verses, at least not at the moment. Bring it on home to me, yeah, yeah. I know you're something, dun 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 dun. That ain't all I'll do for you. So bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know who sings that song. It's from the 60s. I'm pretty certain. Alexa, who sings the 60s song Bring It On Home to Me?
Sam Cooke sang and Bring It On Home to Me.
I thought it was Sam Cooke. Um, Also, he sings a change is gonna come. I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like a river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. So Sam Cooke, I believe he just had a birthday. Alexa, when is Sam Cooke's birthday?
Sam Cooke was born on January 22nd, 1931.
January 22nd, 1931. 122. Okay? So again, thank you, Collective, for your love. And thank you to the 2 or 3 of you who will actually see this video because of the shadow banning. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do with your hands. We have to trust and believe that there are others that are working on our behalf. Energetically and esoterically, if not on the physical plane. Iravat Avarat, I speak to you. As I am rooted to the earth in this present state, anchored to the earth in my root chakra, and devout to you in my sacral, in my confidence, in my solar, in my heart, in my throat, in my third eye, in my crown. Dare I ask that you continue to uphold us? Dare I ask? Understanding today that this ask may require more challenges, because we must understand that we can only get stronger if we go to the gym and lift the weights. This is a pain and a process that I embrace. So enjoy your gym membership, Collective. I encourage you to use as much of the equipment as you would like to work on all of the muscle groups, even muscle groups you didn't know you had. You ever do something and then a part of your body hurts that you didn't even know? Like, what? There's a muscle there? You know? Work out for the first time in a long time, run or something. Something you haven't done in a long time. Maybe move if you physically move and move furniture and stuff, right? You may find that you have muscles hurting that you didn't know could. Stay faithful, Collective. Divine will take you up to the last day and time and moment. So, think about it like this. Think about a month, think about a 30-day span, 30 consecutive days. and those days represent years. So let's say you've been in whatever for 30 years. Okay? If it started, what's today's date? 128. If it started on 128, what would 30 years ago be? If it started on 138, 1990, or no, 95. Yeah, 95. Okay, if it started 1995 on 128, that zipper will take you all the way up to 128 in 2025. You can't do anything about it on 127, nothing on 126, nothing in 2018, nothing in 2014, nothing in 2012. You can nothing, nothing, nothing in 1998, nothing. You you have to wait. So this is what I've realized. So I got to my destination sooner than what was originally planned or faster than whatever. Okay? I know that. Okay? And that's spiritually, not physically. Okay? Um, I ascended much faster than was originally whatever thought, planned, whatever. Okay? And perhaps you have. And again, this isn't bragging. This is just spiritual downloads. Okay? And confirmations. So when you arrive sooner than what was expected, often you have to wait. What happens when you get to the doctor's office for your checkup and you get there an hour early? Typically, they don't squeeze you in. Typically, you have to wait. Go run some errands. Come back. Go to lunch. Right? Call up a friend. Meet for coffee. Whatever. You have some time. Okay? So I arrived at my spiritual destination far sooner than was originally anticipated. Again, this may resonate with you. So I've had to wait. It's kind of like getting ready to move. It's the second time I mentioned moving. It's like getting ready to move and you've given everything away. You've packed up everything. I did that. Gave up everything, gave everything away. Everything's packed. No food in the house because the electricity's getting cut off today like there's nothing. But you're hungry and you want a place to sit. What do? Well, sit on the floor. Doesn't hurt you. I slept on the floor the last day I was in Florida because I had given everything away. So I slept on the floor in the house that I was in. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:44 a.m.
Just for synchronicity, 7:44. It is daylight. I should maybe see what that angel number means. Alexa, YouTube.
Here is YouTube.
It is currently 38 degrees. I typed in 744 in the search engine block, and what came up was West Simmons Road. That might be significant for you. Okay, so let's take a look at angel number 744. When it comes to the spiritual meaning of angel number 744, it is all about the connection with divine forces and the symbolism it holds. Seeing the number is a sign that the angels and the universe are supporting you in your spiritual journey. Angel number 744 holds a powerful symbolism in spirituality. It is a reminder to cultivate a sense of inner peace and tranquility. Take time to connect with your spiritual self through meditation, prayer, and any other practice that resonates with you. By nurturing your spiritual side, you will find the strength and clarity needed to navigate through life's challenges, along with several other things. That's not the end all be all. Okay? So, again, thank you, Collective, for tuning in. For the few of you who actually will hear this, I appreciate you and your time and your energy. I hope you enjoy your day and be encouraged.